Good morning, everybody. It's John for Father's Rights and my anti-human trafficking page. It's 5:10 a.m., July 9, 2024. Today, I'm scheduled to turn myself in for arrest for doing something I'm allowed to do. New York City is a big mess. If I'm arrested today, I'm going to actually sue the arresting officer. And I'm going to show people why. There's something very, very wrong going on in New York City. I'll begin with that I'm concerned about my daughter because my daughter at the age of 13 in the care of her mother has had a nervous breakdown around February 17th. My daughter didn't go to school from February 17th to March 27th, and the school was the only one to notify me about this, that my daughter had some kind of nervous breakdown. I called the police. The police went over there to take my daughter. They actually went over there with an ambulance, but somehow my wife finagled it again, saying that I was harassing her, trying to protect my daughter from being neglected and abused. But now that we're sidetracked, let's get over that, and we're going to talk about this right here. I'm slated to be arrested because they said I violated the order of protection, which is from criminal court. But the criminal court order of protection was amended by a judge in family court to allow me to have contact with my daughter because he realized my wife was getting all of these orders of protection to alienate my daughter from me. And since my wife didn't alienate me from my daughter's all the worse for it. She's in really bad shape. She has to go see a therapist. Now, the part we're talking about here: refrain from communication or any other contact by mail, telephone, email, voicemail, or other electronic or any other means with Clarissa Russo. No third-party contact, no social media contact, except parties may communicate via text only regarding the welfare and well-being of the subject child or to arrange parenting time as ordered by a court of competent jurisdiction or is mutually agreed by the parties. Right? So I'm allowed to text. Even if there's an order of protection, my wife on the well-being of my daughter or anything relevant to me being able to see her, to make arrangements. So now I'm going to show you the text that I'm getting arrested for. And this isn't the first time, this is the second time. But the judge at the first time told me to bring this amendment in there. Now, there's no limit to when I can call not call, but text. There's no time limit. There's no amount I can text specifically labeled in here. And there's no time frame, nothing, okay? It just says I'm allowed to text over the well-being of my child and to make parenting time agreement. So here we go. This is the text I'm getting arrested for. I want to see Gia. You are still neglecting her. Well-being of my daughter. Her days off from school have doubled every year from the 4th grade. It's not about you, it's about Gia. Specifically mention my daughter. Keep the groomers away from Gia. The groomers are in fact people who allow their child to be raped by a 30-year-old man when they're 14, and instead of calling the police, marry the girl off at 15, 8 months pregnant to the guy that raped her when he's 31 years old. That's what I call a groomer. He's actually a rapist. Gia is now in therapy because of you. I still have not received the number and name of Gia's therapist as required. Did you tell Gia that the reason why I can't see her is because you have an order of protection between me and her? You're a liar. No, instead you told her I don't want to see her anymore. That's exactly what my wife admitted in another text that I have, but I'm saving that for a special occasion. So what's happening now is that, from what I can assume within reasonable limits, that the DA, when my wife went and complained, didn't bother to look at the amendment because the DA is from criminal court. He has no access to the family court documents, and my wife basically didn't bother to tell him. Gee, I wonder why. So I'm going to present this today during my arrest and tell them, if you guys don't take this in consideration, that I'm allowed by the family court judge. You see here, this is an official document. What you're seeing there, this is signed by a judge. So I'm not playing. It's signed by a judge. You can see it clearly there, that I'm doing what I'm allowed to do, and you're arresting me for it is a violation of my civil rights. If I'm arrested today and I'm detained and put in a hole with a bunch of other criminals, I am going to sue the officer that issued that arrest warrant because they didn't do their job properly and they violated my civil rights. And regardless, even though I'm going to get out probably Wednesday afternoon, if I'm still in there, I'm suing that police officer. So today I'm going to I show you why this is a false arrest. You're arresting me for something that I'm legally allowed to do. You have no jurisdiction to arrest me for doing what I'm allowed to do. You have no right, and if you do, because you say you're just following orders, well, the person who gave you that order is going to be joining you, because lack of knowledge is no justification to violate my civil rights. And I'll keep everybody abreast of what's happening. I'll get back to you guys on Wednesday, but as far as I know, arresting me for something I'm allowed to do under a court order specifically designed by a judge, so my daughter was not alienated from, using the orders of protection, violating my parental rights. Well, again, that's another violation of my parental rights that the police are engaging in by blindly assuming that my wife is telling the truth. They never bothered to talk to me. CPS never bothered to talk to me. Now, as a result, my daughter can no longer function as a normal kid anymore. She's very traumatized. And I'm extremely upset. And I'm angry. And for some reason, when I display that anger, they try to say that I have an anger issue. You helped the person that neglected my daughter escalate the neglect to abuse. And now it has traumatized my daughter. What the fuck should I be? And on that, I'm out of here.